What's up guys, Sinister FPV, and today we have another bench time video. Today we're going to be working with my original TinyHawk that I got in 2019. Had some issues with it and had a flysky receiver on it. It was installed by a friend of mine. You guys know him, Chris, MD95TSI. And today we're going to take off that flysky receiver and we're going to see if we can get the stock FrSky D8 protocol to work and fire up on it so I can bind it to my Tyrannus QX7. So stay tuned guys, let's get it on the bench. Alright guys, we're back and we're on the bench here. This is the original TinyHawk that I was referring to in the last clip here. And what we're going to do, this is the antenna for the flysky receiver coming out of it. We got it on the bottom there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the receiver off. We're going to take the Velcro off and we're going to desolder it from the board after we get it apart here with these 4 screws here. You can see. And then we're going to see what we have to do. I know I'm going to have to go into beta flight. I'm going to have to plug it in and mess around with the receivers tab and change the receiver protocol and all that. So let's get to it. Alright, I got the receiver loose from the bottom plate here. So we're just going to go ahead and remove these 4 screws here. And that's what I like about this green mat, guys. I highly recommend you getting one because it's better to set your screws and stuff on them, on the mat there. But just for extra measure here, I'm going to use this little box right here and place them in there so I don't lose them. These screws are so tiny, if you drop them anywhere, you will lose them. I have lost them on other stuff I've been working on. When I was working on the 85 and messing with the canopy, my Beta FPV 85 Pro, I actually lost a couple on the ground here. Luckily, I had some other toy whoops laying around that I was able to steal some screws from. Probably going to go take myself out on Amazon and purchase some, believe these are M1 screws. I'll buy a whole bulk of them, because you just never know. Alright, so we've got all 4 screws off here. Let's peel this plate back and see what we're looking at. Wow, that's a tight fit on there. Why is that like that? There we go. Okay, looks pretty simple. We're going to have to unplug the motors from the other side and get there. Looks like we got 1 right there to desolder, and then 2 on the other side of the board. So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to take the entire board out of this thing, so I will be back. And guys, another thing I should show on camera here is these are really easy to unplug. You just want to kind of be careful. I can't really get my finger down there, and I don't like pulling on wires. However, in this instance, I have no choice. So let me just get this loose here and just kind of gently pry up. You don't want to pry too hard because you will pull the wires out of that little pigtail there. See, it's fairly easy. So I got to get those 2 out. Just get it loose so I can kind of, there we go. And then this one right here. There. Okay, so now that we've got all that loose, we should be able to just straight pull this whole flight board out of here. You want to be very gentle with this, guys. And there we go. The camera is still attached in there, so I want to be careful. Let's see. Okay, just for extra measure, I'm going to go ahead and get that camera out of there. And if I remember properly, I just have to flex this little thing here. Apologize if you guys can't really see close in on this. See if I get my other finger in there to back up the camera board. Yeah, that's going to take some finagling. So I'll come back when it's out. Alright guys, I finally got it in there. It was just easier to do off camera. So I released it from this little bottom thing right here. Okay. So now we should be able to kind of carefully wiggle it out of there. I apologize if you guys can't see too well, because it is a really tight spot for this camera here. There we go. I think I got it loose here. Boy, they really sandwiched that thing in there. Although I've never had it this far apart myself. Let's get the VTX antenna out of the way. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now that we got this all apart, put this to the side here. And okay. So right down in here, guys, we're going to desolder this stuff here. So let's get to it. I'll come back when it's all done. Desoldered and loose from the board here. Alright guys, with a little patience, we got everything unsoldered. As you can see, the receiver is right here. We're going to go ahead and toss this in the extra parts bin behind me. And we're going to go ahead and throw it all back on the whoop and plug everything back up. And we'll get into beta flight here and see where we're at with this. So alright, we've got the TinyHawk all back together after desoldering the flysky receiver. Got it all back together, and now what we're going to do is we're going to plug her up to beta flight on the PC, and we're going to check that receivers tab and see what we got to change. Alright guys, we're plugged in, and I went ahead and went to the receivers tab. It looks like we're good to go here, so we're going to go ahead and grab the Tyrannus QX7, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to bind this little guy and make sure the receiver's working. Well, I got it all back together, went into beta flight, and went to plug a 1S lipo into the PH 2.0 connector, and lo and behold, the board smoked. So I don't know what's going on. All I did was unsolder the receiver from the board, the flysky one that I had. So I'm going to have to revisit this project and get a board for it. I also need a frame. It's missing some of these little pieces right here. You see my thumb hitting. So yeah, there's one missing up here, right in this area here. So we're going to put this project on the back burner for now, and I'll go ahead and get another board for it. Who knows, I might even get one that'll be capable of running 2S and still have that functionality on this one, since I modified the TinyHawk 2 that I got for the XT30 connector. So thanks for sticking with me this far. I had wished I could get this running so we had another flyer for indoors, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way, so we'll go ahead and revisit it. So thanks for stopping in and viewing this video. Please remember to like, comment, strongly encourage comments, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.